Hey guys, my name's Mark Maupin. I want to welcome you to the meeting tonight. Uh, we've kind of got an open mic policy, so if you've got a question, you can feel free to interrupt us. Unless we get too big a group, then I might ask people to mute themselves. But it's not an issue to do that. I put my number and Jeff's number. Jeff's the co-host. He's going to be doing most of the speaking tonight. Uh, a little bit about myself. I'm an active real estate investor. Over the years, I've bought and sold over 3,500 properties. I run a national charity that takes donated properties. And I also am a major internet marketer. I handle a lot of accounts all over the US. So that's just a little bit about me. Have over 14 people that work for me, but they work all from overseas, log on to computers in the US. Uh, and an excellent lead generator for real estate leads. So um, if you ever want to talk to me, that's my cell phone number there, 248-939-6232. And that's my email. I want to show you guys just a couple really quick resources. Jeff, everybody can see my screen, right? Can you see
Yes.
the screen? Okay.
Actually, right now, we're still on the slide. There you go. Now we see it.
All right. So this is a really good resource. This is my YouTube channel. All the meetings we've had in the past, and there's tons of training tapes on this. And there's past meetings that Jeff and I've done on here. There's I just had a speaker 3 or 4 weeks ago that had flipped 250 properties and his videos on there. Uh, there's all kinds of top-notch wholesalers on there. Uh, they can show you how to do assigning contracts, lead generation. There's find, fix, and flip guys on there. There's a rehabber on there that rehabs houses. That's incredible. It walks you through step by step on rehabbing a property if you buy it. Uh, there's tons of stuff on there around uh, ERC and different programs that Jeff's going to actually cover tonight. And then how to hire a contractor. There's samples of subcontract agreements, just all kinds of stuff. Like the video channel is really heavy duty. There's, I think, over 600 different meetings on here. So anyway, that's a resource. Just go YouTube and Google Mark Maupin YouTube channel or Ralph Maupin YouTube channel. And we also have meetup sites all over the country too. So I'm guessing some of you guys came from the meetup sites. So that's a little bit about me. I'm probably gonna. We've got some major topics we want to talk about tonight, but I'm gonna turn the meeting over to Jeff. Jeff is also a real estate investor, a farmer. I'll just let you do your own talking, Jeff. And I'm glad you're on.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Mark. Yeah, a little bit about myself. I've been a real estate investor for probably the past 13, 14 years and done a lot of foreclosure work and fix and flip and rentals. And Mark, I give him credit because he's my very first real estate mentor, and I continue to learn from him and respect him immensely for all he's done. So, topics we're going to cover tonight, and this is for real estate investors, it's for entrepreneurs, it's for self-employed, all of the above. So it's kind of just presenting some very unique programs that we've come across that can assist any of those categories and pick and choose if any apply or if there's an interest. First, for and foremost, we'll talk about the employee retention credit. And this is for business owners, if you own a real estate firm or any type of firm that you had W-2 employees, everyone's heard, a lot of people have heard about the employee retention credit. Now, what's interesting about that is under the CARES Act, but recently it's been put on a pause by the IRS due to number one, overwhelm, number two, because many of the folks that were claiming it probably, according to the IRS, maybe shouldn't be doing it. So But along that lines, what we really want to talk about, the first thing is called the SETC. That stands for the Self-Employed Tax Credit. It's also a COVID response program. It's a grant program. So what does that mean? Well, you can get up to $36,000 or such if you meet a certain criteria. And the criteria would be number one, you were a 1099 employee, so you didn't get a W-2, so you were self-employed. And we have a site that Mark will share at the end. And it's a very simple process, should take about 10 or 15 minutes. And in order to do it, you had again have a 1099 in 2020 and 2021. And it's a very self-explanatory prompts that you'll be asked to respond to. And so again, that's tax-free money, does not have to be paid back, can be used for anything. So if you want to use it for real estate, typically it'll come in about 12 to 16 weeks. So that's when the components are all put together. The company that we're with does charge a fee, and then but it's other than a small fee for having your tax returns amended, a few $100s. There's no other fee up front. Basically, they take it off on the back end after the grant is received. So that's a great program, and we just learned about it, in the last month or so. So that follows on the heels of the ERC, which again is put on pause. ERC is specifically for business owners. It's a follow-on to the PPP, Payroll Protection Plan. Some of you may have seen Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. He's had commercials on it. So anyway, so the first program we're talking about is the SETC. Again, for anyone that joined late, that's the Self-Employed Tax Credit Program. I know Mark's applied for it. I've applied for it.
Yeah.
So Mark, what do you think you're going to be getting about?
Well, it looks at your 2020, 2021 earnings, and my wife and I have corporations, and so and she's the one that gets the paycheck. So, but I did have some. I had one year I had $2,500 worth of 1099 income, and then the following year I had like 24,000. So with that, I'm still going to get back almost $10,000. And one of the things that's the beauty behind this is that if you were out for COVID, for like 10 days where you quarantined yourself, they actually pay you $500 for each day that you were out. This is the federal government. So pretty much if you're a self-employed person, you've gotten any kind of 1099 income or self-employment income, and what I did, it took only about 15 minutes to do the estimator for me because I had to look some stuff up. And then it kicked out what I would get back. And then you have to supply your tax returns and upload it to them. And then they'll provide, if you want, they'll provide a CPA to amend your tax return for a really, really nominal fee. It's like, so, and if in 2020, if your income was higher in 2019, you can use that. So anyway, it's in the end, the money gets back to you a lot quicker than most grant programs. So what's the time they say? It's like
they say 12 to 16 weeks. It could be quicker. It
yeah,
just depends on how.
yeah.
We've helped a fair amount of companies, Mark, in the ERC space, and some of them we started last year, and we're just finally getting a commission on that. And so this is a much faster program. There's a lot less
So
hoops to jump through. It's a pretty straightforward program, so
all
it's
the
exciting.
all the real estate agents that are on, if you're a contractor, any kind of self-employed income. Anyway,
Yeah,
it's a great program. I'll
it
shut
is.
up.
That's fine. And if somebody, like, say they're a broker and they have a bunch of agents, I know you mentioned you brought on a broker, and the broker wanted to share it with her employees so they could, benefit. So there's an affiliate side to it too, if that's
I've
of
got a
interest to anybody.
partner that I'm involved with in one business, and she's getting back 33,000. So that's pretty.
She was happy for that call or email, I'm sure, and she's going to pay it forward and bless her agents. So the second thing, and this is more geared towards business owners, entrepreneurs. Um, we have a program affiliated with our company that will do an audit if the company uses credit cards at all, so merchant processing. So and basically, what it does is it eliminates some of the layers of middlemen. And in order to do that, all we need really is a copy of the merchant statement. And quickly, I think within 24 to 48 hours, they can go through and do a quick audit and let the business owner know if we can save them money. Now, I understand I was down in Orlando this past weekend for some updates on all this, and they did say that in the last, I don't know, 7, 8 years, they helped. There was only one company that they couldn't save money, which was quite impressive, out of several years. And if they can't save the company money, they send them a $250 gift card. So they only gave out one gift card, Mark, in the last 7, 8 years. So that was exciting to hear. Because business owners are looking to save money in any way they can. Entrepreneurs are real estate investors. Any way they can save money, and so that brings us perfectly into our next topic, and that's a revolutionary new health sharing, not healthcare. It does everything that healthcare does, but it does it better, it does it cheaper, it does it faster, and prescription drug costs are among the lowest in the entire United States. The founder and CEO is right out of Michigan. I think I just mentioned this. His name is Phil Chrysler. He's out of Brighton, Michigan. And he put this program together with former CEOs of MediShare, which is a share type program. So, what's the reason we're bringing this up? Well, it's open enrollment now. Healthcare is one of the biggest expenses that a family, individual, business owner has. Okay, and so I'm going to go over a quick presentation, I don't know, 15 slides or so. It'll take about 5 minutes just to give you some background. Why we're so excited to bring this to everybody, because it's revolutionary, it's transparent, and we've not seen anything like this to this extent. I mean, literally, one of the big and I haven't told you this, Mark, but I learned over the weekend that one of the biggest healthcare companies in the United States has just been kicked out of California for denying pretty much all their claims. So it's a big deal. Let me see if I can share my screen here real quick. Let's see, share. Okay, tell me if you can see it when it pops
Yeah,
up. Okay, let's do this.
you have to
All
hit
right,
the
let me go to another spot here. Let me see.
you
You're
have to
not
hit the
seeing my,
you have to hit the green share
yeah.
button, and
Okay, let
then
me go over here. I lost my bottom. There it is. Okay. Okay, it just popped back up. And here we go. Three, two, one. Is it sharing?
yes,
You see it? Okay, cool. All right.
yes.
So I'm just going to go through a couple slides here real quick, and then if anyone has questions, they can email me, and I'll be happy to speak with you. So what this is called is impact health sharing. It's been around for a few years, and they have their own algorithm that is proprietary. There's several patents on it, and what it's doing for the healthcare industry is unbelievable. So this is a sample of the site. Like literally, somebody can go on here in 30 seconds. It goes by the person's birth year. So they're basically taking somebody's word on where they're at, like in their age and their medical conditions, and they can give a quote in like 30 seconds. So it's really quite amazing. All right, let me see here. All right, next. Okay, so I'm just gonna give a couple quick facts here. The average individual paid over $450 per month, and the average family paid over $1,700 per month in 2021. Now that's gone up. I've heard anywhere from 20 to 40% healthcare costs are going up. And this is a really interesting statistic. Many of the bankruptcies, in fact, number one reason that a lot of bankruptcies occurred was because of medical expenses. Okay. Go to the next one. 5% of the population is responsible for more than 50% of the spending costs. We have an aging population. The baby boomers are getting older, and over 100 million Americans have some form of healthcare debt. Uh, why impact? What's better about? We have up to 70% lower cost than the other healthcare companies out there. Um, in this particular model, and I'll speak to this later, but you can see any provider. You don't have to go within network and then be referred to somebody else and jump through a lot of hoops. And part of the reason that they're so successful and have been able to lower the costs is, number one, it's a 50c3 corporation, so it's a nonprofit. So we don't have huge salaries for CEOs. One of the major healthcare companies has basically a CEO or director for every state. And, many of them are seven figures, sometimes eight-figure salaries. So we don't have any of that. All of the cost savings that they're able to get are passed on to the customer. And with respect to that, they're also very, very good at negotiating down the rates for like surgeries and stuff like that. We understand that typically the providers or whoever's doing that, who provided the service, inflates it 2 to 3 to 4 times. So they have a best practices type of manual that says what is fair market value for each of these services. So they go through, and in 99% part of the time, Mark, they're able to negotiate it down to the fair market value, which is incredible. So again, it's a solution to the rising costs of healthcare. It's very affordable. It's totally transparent. You know where your money is going. Um, and it really is open to anybody. There's been other programs out there, Health Share, but maybe they're specific to a particular religion, like you had to be a particular religion. So we have no criteria that prevents people from doing that or joining us. So it's open to everybody. Okay. And again, just a quick chart. We're 30 to 70% lower over normal health insurance. In most of the healthcare companies, the deductible is per person. So we have a deductible as low as 2,500. Now that's per household. And we'll talk about it here in a little bit, but um, if you have five people in your family, you may have to pay $10,000 per person. So it could be extraordinary how much it goes up, and many of those claims are denied. So we have among the lowest prescription pricing in the United States. They just can't believe how we're able to do this. And
So
again,
you say
go ahead.
2,500 per household. So does that mean if your family's, you got six in your family, that it's capped at that, or?
Yes, it's capped at 2,500, not 2,500 per person, which is the
Yeah,
way most of the healthcare companies do it. So that's
I,
huge,
yeah.
and I think I went over it.
I got
Also the Go ahead, Mark.
I got a good friend that signed up for this, and he can't stop talking about it. Man, he's got medical problems now, so he says it's the best thing he ever did. So
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And and our telehealth, you know, probably I think it was like 75 or 80%. I heard. I have to check that, of issues can be discussed or not treated, but diagnosed over the phone. So that's huge. That's a huge time and effort savings. And also, as far as I know, we're the only company out there that actually can help citizens that are not citizens that don't have a social security number. So, I mean, these folks need to be covered as well. We're able to help them. Pre-existing conditions, we're right in line with the other healthcare companies. If you do have a pre-existing condition, it has to be diagnosed, and they don't cover that. But I will say this: they will work with the customer and provide all kinds of other solutions and things of this nature. But it has to be disclosed up front. So we're right on par with the other ones on that. This is how you get a quote real quick. You go to the site and you fill in your birth date right here, put the number of applicants, and then again, if it's 3 or more, it's a flat rate, which is not like anything else out there, Mark. Nobody else will say, okay, you have six, 7 people, it's the same price as if you had 3. Nobody that's doing this.
So if somebody's interested in do that, you'll be able to send them a link if they email you or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Here's just one of the healthcare companies. If you look, uh, they're at about 2,000 for the individual, 4,000 for the deductible, the co-insurance. Their whole family's paying 661. We're at 456, but honestly, there's examples where, and I personally know people that were paying 13, 14, 15, 16, $1,700 and coming over to health sharing by impact. They're able to save 5, 6, $700 a month. It's incredible. Here's $1,200 a month versus $306 or whatnot. So I mean, it goes on and on. We can also help folks that are on Medicare A and B. We have a great supplemental aspect to that. And so it covers the difference of what Medicare will not cover. So we can get more information. Here's the sample card. You can see that ER and inpatient service is only $150. I've seen upwards of 500, 600 or more for ER visits from some of the other healthcare companies. Let me go to the next one here. We have total transparency in our billing. In fact, not only that, but we're able to pay our claims in typically under 30 days, which is amazing. Some of the other companies take 6 months or a year, and pretty much all the other health share companies ask that you pay up front and get reimbursed. We're one of the few, if the only, that actually will pay the claim up front. So there's no out of pocket there. Just giving you some examples of bills that were paid. You could see how fast it was. Received date on the 25th, paid on the 29th, really quick, because they've gotten even quicker than that. Here's another one, June, and then completed in June. All right. Let's see here. Whoops. All right. And then I'll just go to the last one. So again, this is the site. Very simple, very easy to go to, get a quote, see if it makes sense. It basically goes to the first of the month. So, we're towards the end of the month. So if anyone's interested, they can go and then be covered by the first of the next month, and they can cancel any time. And what's interesting about this too, Mark, and I've never had this with any health insurance company, if there's unused funds at the end of the year, that they're sent back to the person, the customer, which I can tell you some of the big ones, pretty much every big one I've been with, I never got a check back and said, hey, we didn't use this money. So there you go. So that's kind of it for that. And we can open it up for any questions, or Mark, if you want to add anything else.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you keep talking, but I'm gonna reclaim the host so I can put the slide up there for everybody.
Okay. So for any of the things we talked about, the SETC or the merchant account, or of course the Impact Health, if there's any questions on that or general real estate questions for Mark.
So the first thing is you guys can go to 1099grant.com if you want to get an estimate on your self-employed tax and fill that out. In fact, maybe I can copy that. And well, here it is. Just look at it. We'll put this video on the YouTube channel, and I'll take this and put it underneath the video in the description so you could see it. It'll take maybe a day or two, and it'll pop up on the YouTube. And then again, Jeff's contact information and my contact information is here. And I'll put that also in the video in the description. So if anybody's got questions, please ask. If not, we will say adios.
Yeah, Mark, you did a good job.
Yeah, you did too. Okay. Guys, thanks for being on with us. Appreciate you, and hopefully talk to you or email us if you got any questions. Or if there's anything we can do around your real estate investing too, glad to do that. Thanks.
Thanks a lot. Take care.